I watch CNN so that you don't have to, and most of the time it's extremely painful, but sometimes I do get a good laugh, like this week when they said with a straight face that the media is treating Joe Biden worse than they did President Trump.
It started out for Biden fairly favorable coverage the first few months of the year. The last 4 months, however, Biden has been at where Donald Trump was or lower than where Donald Trump is in terms of media sentiment. I mean, it's not bias, it's the actual words we're using. So we are as negative as a collective media on Joe Biden, if not more so than we were to Donald Trump at a time when he was trying to overthrow democracy.
These people are insane. Things are going so bad for the Harris administration that the media is having a hard time deflecting away from all of the chaos. So old Joe has resorted to bragging about gas prices dropping a whopping 7 cents.
Nationally, prices are down 7 cents a gallon and continue to fall. We're making progress. We're going to keep at it to ensure the American people are paying their fair share for gas.
Wow, think of all the extra Christmas presents Americans are going to be able to buy with that extra $1 that they're going to save when they fill up the tank. Actually, they won't even be able to buy anything, not even from the Dollar Tree, because they raised all their prices to $1.25 because of the Biden inflation. Don Lemonhead is excited, however. Very excited.
Big economic relief for millions of Americans who have been dealing with soaring energy prices. Cost at the pump finally easing up, with the national average for a gallon of regular falling to $3.35, the lowest since October. Just look at that.
A big economic relief, he says. By the way, I didn't add that sound effect. He was so excited, he really did sing there for a moment.
Just look at that.
It's a Christmas miracle, Tiny Tim. I saved 7 cents on gas this week. By the end of the month, some Americans might save $2 or even $3. Remember when they complained that the price of burritos at Chipotle might go up by a whopping 5 cents because of President Trump's new tariffs on Mexico? This is a real story, by the way. Chipotle could raise the burrito prices by 5 cents if Mexico tariffs become permanent. Don Lemon's not the only one, by the way, who's celebrating this nonsense. No pun intended.
Take a look at this absolutely ridiculous graph right here. This was put out by the Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee, where they praised the president with the caption, "Thanks, Joe Biden." At first glance, it appears to show a steep drop in the price of gas over 1 week in late November. But take a closer look at the left side of the graph right there, and you're going to see exactly what they did here. They literally stretched out the y-axis to show fractions of a cent in tiny little increments. So that steep decline you see in reality is just a drop of less than 2 pennies. It went from $3.395 per gallon to about $3.38 per gallon. Now, as you can imagine, the DCCC was absolutely ridiculed pretty much immediately for this tweet right here.
With all the money we're going to save on gas this Christmas, maybe Clark Griswold could finally put in that family pool. On the other hand, things aren't looking so good in every other economic sector.
Housing, accommodation, recreation, healthcare. CNN has learned General Mills notified its customers it's raising prices mid-January. Hundreds of items. Cheerios, Yoplait, Fruit Roll-Ups, Betty Crocker, Pillsbury, all of those could rise by as much as 20%.
Remember when they said the inflation was just going to be transitory, a fancy word for temporary?
Economists call all these things transitory effects.
These one-time increases in prices are likely to have only transitory effects on inflation.
There will be transitory impacts as it relates to inflation.
I believe it's transitory.
Temporary, transitory impact.
In the end, it will be transitory.
These inflation rises will be transitory.
Talking inflation. The overwhelming consensus is it's going to pop up a little bit and then go back down.
People fully expect this inflation to be temporary.
There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. No serious economist.
Well, that was then and this is now. Here's Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell finally admitting the obvious.
That price increases have spread much more broadly in the recent few months across the economy, and I think the risk of higher inflation has increased. So I think the word transitory has different meanings to different people. To many, it carries a sense of short-lived. We tend to use it to mean that it won't leave a permanent mark in the form of higher inflation. I think it's probably a good time to retire that word and try to explain more clearly what we mean.
What he means is it is doing permanent damage to the economy. Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, said the same thing, to stop calling it transitory. But old Joe's biggest cheerleaders are still trying to gaslight the American people that things aren't just getting worse, but they're actually getting better. This is a real tweet from MSNBC, by the way, that they later deleted because of the backlash. Why the inflation we're seeing is now a good thing. It's good. Tell us more, lies, please.
The dirty little secret here, Willie, while nobody likes to pay more, on average, we have the money to do so.
Everyone's familiar with Motel 6, right? But most people don't know why it's called Motel 6. They don't even think about it. The reason is because when the chain started back in 1962, rooms were $6 a night. If people really wanted to splurge, they would go to the Super 8, which was $8.88 a room back in 1972 when they started. But the way things are going, soon they'll probably start charging you more than that just for a bucket of ice. I'm certainly no economist, but I'm fairly confident that what's happening with our currency and our financial system isn't good. And the rate that things are going, next year my shirts will probably be $100 because of hyperinflation. So get them now while they're a bargain. Today is the last day, by the way, to order them and ensure that they'll arrive in time for Christmas using standard shipping. So now's the time to head on over to markdice.com and stock up on your Let's Go Brandon stocking stuffers or your F. Joe Biden shirts. Want to buy a vowel? Your Arrest Dr. Fauci shirt, or even Trump claws, which I brought back for a limited time. And today only, get free shipping in the US with the promo code SANTA. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Enter the promo code SANTA at the checkout and check them out.